Hey guys, welcome to Computer Applications, and I'm really excited to be able to get back and in the swing of things with you, guys. I know that when we left off, things were kind of crazy. We were in the middle of Microsoft Word, just kind of wrapping up the end of that unit, and the next step for us is to use PowerPoint. Now, full disclosure here, you gotta have the software. If you don't have the PowerPoint software, it will be impossible for you to be able to do these assignments. And I apologize if you don't have that software and are unable to do this. My best recommendation, if you don't have the software, is to follow along in the video and just pay attention to how I do things and how I was able to make the software do what it is that I'm asking you to do, because PowerPoint's a really powerful and important piece of software. You're going to be able to use it really from now until the time you graduate college, and maybe even your job's going to require you to give presentations. I've seen really great PowerPoints, and I'm sure you have too. And I've also seen terrible PowerPoints. So, guys, I definitely get it and totally understand where some of your fears and animosities might be. Relax. I'll take care of you. We'll do the best we can as we go through here. So let's get started on this thing and let's get rolling. Today we're going to create a PowerPoint presentation on waterfalls. Okay, so you're going to look at this thing and this presentation. Waterfall classifications worldwide. It's got my name on it. If I run this, we see that it drops down and there's a picture here with a little reflection. We got this nice cool green background. We've got our title and my name, and if I hit it again, we see it roll, and we've got Cascade waterfall. It's a type of waterfall. Has several stages, flows over regular surfaces, has a low volume of water. When we look at that, there's a nice picture of cascading waterfall. If I hit the next arrow again, we drop down, we see cataract, kind of like what you see at Niagara Falls. Huge volumes of water, lots of rapids. And really, this PowerPoint presentation is very, very basic, but there's really a lot going on here that I want to make sure you learn as we go through here. So anyways, the question becomes, how do we get to this? And had we come back on Monday after spring break, this is the presentation you would have seen in class. You're familiar with this stuff. I give you kind of a mission, and we talk about this stuff, and you get day one, and we go through your objectives and all that good stuff, and you remember this format. Guys, this is not going to be like that format. Unfortunately, it's just not possible with only having 30 minutes each week with you to work on this stuff. There's no way that we can get through all of this. So instead, what I'm going to kind of propose is I'm going to show you some ins and outs of PowerPoint probably for the next 2-3 weeks. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we master that stuff, we get through, and then maybe we move on to Excel. If we don't quite get to Excel, I won't be super heartbroken, but I want to make sure that we get through PowerPoint for sure. So, got to have the software. That is first and foremost. Okay. When you look at your desktop, there's the question of, okay, do I have the software? Well, I have PowerPoint here. Some of you might have PowerPoint on your desktop, where you can double click it, or maybe you got to go to your start menu. But regardless, when you open PowerPoint, usually you'll get a window that looks like this. Okay, and you're going to want a blank presentation to start. And our whole goal here is, how do we create that whole waterfalls presentation? So I'm actually going to close this one right here, and we're going to look at this bad boy right here. So let's start with that first slide, which is right here. Okay, and what we see is it says waterfall classifications worldwide, and it's got my name. Now, when we go to add a title, let's close this so we get a nice bigger window, right? So the first thing we get here is click to add title. So I'm going to click in here and you would type, okay? I've, for the sake of this video, copied and pasted what I got going on here, okay? And then my name, okay? You would add your name. And now this looks nothing like our friend there. So what do we got going on, right? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to create a theme or a design here. So we click the design tab up top, and you could go through all of these and you could see the different things that it would do to your presentation. I'm going to go with this one right here, slice, okay? And I'm going to click that, and then I know that I chose this green variant here, so I'm going to go ahead and click that, and that is now applied to our entire slideshow presentation here. So that's kind of a cool thing we got going on. We know that our font, okay, has changed, and it's now white, okay, and it's Century Gothic. And if we go into this, we'll see that the font changed to Century Gothic. Now, with this, okay, we got that. This is bolded and it's underlined, and you can change that the same way you do in Microsoft Word. This stuff is just bold. This one's underlined. Now, what do we do with our name? Well, we're going to highlight this thing here. We're going to change it to blue. Okay, I like this blue here. We're going to bold my name, and I don't know, let's make it bigger here. So you can increase your font size right here by clicking this a couple of times, or you can go here through the default drop down, and I want to go size 40. Okay, so we have that going on as we go through this. Next, the question is, okay, how did I get that picture, right? Couple of ways you can do it, okay? The first would be you'd have to have the picture on your computer, in which case I do, okay? So I can go Insert, Picture, all right? Then it's going to bring up, okay, where do I want to get the picture from, okay? So in my case, I go to where it is. I know it's in Mr. Willie. I know it's in teaching. I know it's in computers. Okay. I know, where it is specifically as we go through this. I know it's in, the apps course. You guys should have an apps works files folder copied over to your flash drive. If you do, you have this picture as well. And if you don't, well, then you'll have to go another route. But I know it's in module 1 here, and I go and get my hands on a nice waterfall picture as I go through here. Now, I would select one, and we'd go from there. Mr. Willie, it's not showing up here. That's because actually, if I open up the default PowerPoint presentation, it's already there for me. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Another way would be to just right-click on a picture, copy it, paste it over. Okay, we can do that. We can also go to Google here, all right, and we can type in waterfall and go up to images here, and we could select any picture we want. And yes, I'm aware of copyrights and all that other stuff here, but let's say I wanted this one, for example, and I could right click on it, and I could hit copy image, and I could go into my presentation here, and I could hit paste here, and it would definitely show up. The other way to do it would be Control V. Control V would make it show up. Then I could move it around. I could size it, right? I could do anything I want with it to make it look, like this. Now, what did I do to make it round like that and to have this reflection? We'll use this picture for example. I just go here, okay? Now I go into format, and right here I've got all kinds of different options. Okay, I could round it into a circle. I could, make it sideways, put a border on it, whatever I want to do. I could go right here. That gave it a little reflection. Okay, reflection with a bevel and all that other stuff. Whatever it is that you want to do to make that picture happen. In my case, I rounded the edges and I gave it a little reflection to make it look like this. So we've got that going on, so that's kind of a cool feature. All in all, this slide matches our original presentation fairly well. Okay, so I'm content with that. We'll move on, and when you want to create a new slide, you just come up to the new slide button and hit new slide. Now it gave me a title slide. I don't want a title slide, so if I go up to layout here, I just click layout. I want it to be title and content, so we're here. Okay, maybe I want it to be a blank slide. Maybe I want it to be something that's got pictures with a caption, whatever it might be. Okay, so we're actually going to go with looking at this. Okay, we notice that it's got a title, a cascade, and that there's several stages, right? So when we go into this, what we're going to do is we're going to type cascade, and we're going to go here, and we're going to type several stages, flows over irregular surfaces, etc. Right? So now we want to get that picture. Okay, and we said to do that, we can go to insert, we can get picture, we can go online. But when I chose this style for the slideshow, I can actually click this instantly, and it's going to bring me into my folder that I was just in. I grab that cascade, I hit insert, and voila. All right, we've got that. Now you'll notice what it did is it cut it off. Okay, and I don't like that, because when it cuts off like that, I don't get my full picture. But unfortunately, that picture box is all it gives it. Now, you can crop it, you can align it, and all that other stuff. For me, okay, you can compress the picture, okay, and it can change things. I don't like any of that. I want the real deal picture, so I delete this thing. I'm going to move cascade over here. I'm going to slide this over. I'm going to go insert. I'm going to go picture, and I want the full cascade effect, right? So get that in there. Now it's way too big. Two ways to change the size of it here. We can move it here, grab this corner. Guys, always grab corners. Don't grab sides and bottoms. That distorts things. Grab the corner, drag it, shrink it how you want it. Boom, we got a nice, beautiful cascade there. Now, how does it look in comparison to our other one? Looks good to me. We got cascade, flows, life is good. Okay, so I'm really pleased with this. Maybe what I want to do here is make this title a little bigger. Okay, so let's improve on the original design, right? And then here, we'll come here, we'll click on that, and we'll make that bigger there. I like that. I think that looks a lot better. So then we just go new slide. Okay, gave me the original layout that we had. Let's go to title and content, I suppose, is where we'll go for this right now. We go back to our slideshow. Okay, we're going to deal with cataract, and it's going to deal with that kind of stuff. All right, cataract. All right, and we want it to have that amount of information there. Now, you'll notice that I've got these 2 bullet points. I can hit backspace here. I can size this however I want it. Okay, like so. All right, and then we want the picture up here. So let's go insert, picture. Okay, we'll go to cataract. Okay, not bad. Grab the corner, size it down. Now, let's say there was something I wanted to remove from this picture. I could go to crop, and I could get rid of it by moving these handles in. Okay, and I want it to look like that. Okay, love that. That's awesome. For our purposes, though, we're not going to do that. We're I'm gonna hit undo there, and we're just gonna have this cataract like so.